For me, I think like the idea of like being happy in your life, being content with yourself, being at peace with yourself, like in order to find that, and not just find it, but define it for yourself, because I think it's different for everyone, you have to be a bit contrarian. You have to be a bit left when everyone else is right. You have to be. I wrote a book in January called That's Bold of You, which is kind of built on the idea of mimetic theory, which is basically this whole thing that says like very little in life did we develop on our own to want, like we're emulating, we're mimicking a lot. Like it's society saying, oh, you should want this thing because that person has it, they look happy, so on and so forth. And we develop these desires, we develop timelines, we develop expectations, we develop judgment of ourselves based on mimetic theory and desire. um, and that was really an eye-opening moment for me, whether it's completely true or not, or whether we're just looking back and connecting the dots. It was really an aha moment for me to be like, man, I need to not be obsessive compulsive with the things that I want and the way I feel in life, but it would really behoove me to say, okay, I have these desires, I have these expectations, I have these timelines in mind. Where did they come from? Are they mine? I say, oh, I'll be happy when I make $100,000 a year, or I'll finally be happy when I have a partner because that means I'm lovable. Where are these feelings coming from? Are they mine or am I borrowing them? And I just found there to be so much freedom and energy in knowing that I control all of that. And mindfulness is the way to say, okay, let me examine these things and figure out where they're coming from. Maybe they are true to me. Great, fantastic. I've done my due diligence. I won't regret this. Or maybe I've been rushing, maybe I've been borrowing, maybe I've been copying and pasting, and it's not necessarily myself, and I don't have to continue down that path anymore. And that is where the idea of mindfulness and action come into play, because then you get to decide to stop or to start over. And I think that the biggest thing that has given me so much peace is the idea of starting over, and not necessarily like moving cities or quitting your job, but like starting a new routine, deciding a new habit or a new boundary or something you're not going to go back and do. I used to think, and I think a lot of people fall into the trap of thinking the idea of starting over means that you messed up so bad that you're going back to zero and you're starting over from scratch. Mindfulness will prove to you that, for one, you're never starting from scratch. You're building all these things with you. But most of all, starting over doesn't mean you're getting further away from what you want. It means you're getting closer to it. So the more we can start over in life, in small ways, right? If you're always starting new jobs and things like that, we have a different conversation. But the ability to start over, the ability to say, okay, I wanted this, but now I don't. I didn't want this, but now I do. That is showing you that you have power and you're moving closer to finding the right equation of goodness, peace, energy, people, purpose, all these things together. We just have to be less averse to starting over. And I think mindfulness will help deliver that to us amidst all the noise in life. But our ability to hone in on that and be honest with ourselves and allow ourselves to start over, I think, is the greatest gift we can give ourselves.